Dark greetings, everyone. We're back. Playing Resident Evil. It's like we've just been here. It's like we haven't even stopped playing.
It's like we haven't even left this room, right?
So you're here with Goat Leader and Gamer Goat.
Do you know what? This is the worst part of this game, is trying to line yourself up on the hitbox on this body.
Okay, so listen to this really natural segue, but I did just think of this.
Right, okay, yeah.
Speaking of worst things, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Which I promise you at home, Kaylee doesn't have like a list of talking points. She doesn't, I promise. She doesn't.
Those who know me in real life know I ramble a lot. And I just... Yeah, it did just pop into my head, and I couldn't think of a natural. Like, it occurred to me that it might sound unnatural to just bring it up out of nowhere, but that's how I thought of it.
Oh.
So that was
wow, yeah. Sorry, that's really satisfying when that happens. One shot, popped his head. That's a critical hit. That's very low chance. That's very happy for me. So continue.
Feeling pleased with yourself. Well, I was waiting for you to continue. I want to know about your worst job.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'll name names. I don't want to get but I worked for how to put this broadly. So I was on job seekers at the time. I was just out of college. I hadn't gone to uni yet. I was on a gap year. And I was like, I'll get into the working world. And it was this job that sent me to uni. It was a sporting goods company that shall remain nameless. But they hired me on a sort of, there was like a scheme called Jobs Growth Wales. They were funding companies to take on people, it was either young people or just people on unemployment.
What about you?
And they'd fund your job, your position for 6 months. Now I get the impression after working for them that they were just taking me for those 6 months and then never had any...
Did you only work there for 6 months?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. I got fired. But
just laughing because if you know Mikey, you know how funny that is.
In what way? Please elaborate.
You're the nicest person on the planet.
Well, hey, pass me that donut or die.
I choose death.
I'm joking. I'm not going to eat a donut. I'm playing a video game.
God.
Wait, okay, this is a good thing as well. Don't use the sleeve knife. This is a good thing as well, is to test where in the room the enemies are. So he's on the left side, so I'm safe over here.
So speaking of enemies, who would you say were your work enemies?
Well, let's okay, let's just decide which door to use. So basically, they hired me as I interviewed for a different position, just a sort of secretarial role. I just wanted something at a desk and something comfortable because I'm lazy. And I started talking about experience and experience and
I see why they fired you now.
That's not, I'm doing two things at once.
Really odd conversation point.
Listen, I'm a genius. I'm just killing somebody, alright? Just not a reason to fire someone. I'm losing it. I'm losing what I was saying.
Your enemies in
I need
work?
to check. Sorry. Right. They hired me as something else. I'm going to get my shotgun. I interviewed for a secretarial role, but I mentioned something about experience with sort of web design stuff. And they said, "Oh, could you do a new position that we'll make just for you, in which you could edit our website and you could list all of our stuff, for the online sales and whatnot." And I said, "Yeah, that sounds like great fun." I said, "Yeah, you'll have this office, and we'll bring you all these things, and we'll give you all the help you need." I told them I don't really know a whole lot about this particular sport. Because I was just interviewing for it because I was told I had to by the job sector.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when I actually started the job, they stuffed me down the warehouse. They made me package Amazon and eBay orders. They wanted me to just list everything on their Amazon and eBay, and they didn't have a website. And
That's the first problem.
And then part of that was like, oh yeah, you need to like list the product description for absolutely every single item we own. It's like, so you know that bit where I said I know nothing about the sport thing? He's like, yeah, you don't need to. He's like, yeah, I do. I need to know everything about your sport because I need to know the ins and outs of every single detail of all of these products, and I had to keep asking people for help.
Yeah, ping pong is serious business.
Exactly. So basically, they just fired me because I couldn't really do it.
That was your worst job.
Yeah.
Oh, you've lived such a sheltered life.
It was cold. It was cold in there. They put me in the warehouse next to an open shutter. An open shutter. Yeah, no, they put me like right next to just the open air at a desk. I had to wear gloves at the keyboard, and I was freezing all the time.
In my day, we had to trek 7 miles in the snow just to get to an open shutter.
Sorry, I may have rambled on a while there about that,
right.
but
if that's your worst, no, I do remember that job was bad. You did not come home happy.
No, I did not.
I've worked many a job, and I've never been fired. I've been made redundant a couple of times because the place was closing down or whatever. I have quit angrily many a job. I'm starting to think now that I'm in my mid-30s looking back that I was the common element in all those scenarios.
Well, I'm sure everyone does feel that way.
But have you know, like when you work a job and when you first get the job, you're really grateful because you need money and you like, I'm happy to work anywhere, I'll do anything. And then you're okay for a little bit, and then one day you wake up and realise that the thought of going to work is awful and you're depressed. And that's been like that's usually the point I've hit with the jobs that I've quit. But I've had a variety. So I worked for a major supermarket chain. I worked door to door selling gas and electric. That was a low point, and I was desperate because I was made redundant from a job, and that's what pushed me to get that. I've worked in a very well-known call center. That might be one of the work. The call center work is soul destroying. Yeah, I think. I
mean, I say yeah as if I have any experience in this whatsoever. I don't.
I've done a lot of customer service roles, and I've been a, let's say, waitress, because trying to describe the actual job is a bit too thing for just a passing mention. But I have been a waitress in a gentleman's club also.
Oh yeah.
Now, most of my funnier work stories come from that place, but oh my gosh.
We're gonna have entire videos that I've heard lots of these stories, and they're great. They're great. We have enough content there.
I want to say now, before anyone gets like excited about my work stories, I wasn't a dancer. There is nothing wrong with being a dancer, but that just isn't the job I had. But whenever I tell people that that's where I worked, they'd go, "Oh right, a waitress."
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
They
yes.
put the air quotes on it. I see.
So what
you're
did
saying.
you do there as a waitress? I'm like, well, I served drinks.
Yeah, but what else did you do?
Like, oh god, that question. What else do you do?
Do you know what it's like? It's like when someone gets asked what country they're from, and then they say from the UK, and then someone goes, "Yeah, but what country are you really from?"
Oh yeah.
People.
The questions that people who've never been into strip clubs used to ask me, and as if they knew anything. So for the record,
he changed position. I'm very upset.
And once again, you used your trusty knife, your sleeve knife. Yeah.
I'm not going to kill him. I just leave it.
I made great friends working in strip clubs. Like, people have this weird impression about the kinds of girls that work there as dancers, and your impression is wrong. I'm just going to say that right now. I met the most wonderful women in those places, like the nicest people I've ever met. Obviously, you get a few bad apples, but you get that in every job. Yeah. And honestly, like, the supermarket had more dickheads in it than the strip club. So yeah, I can't remember the point. Oh yeah, so did I tell you about the feminists that shanghaied me outside? one time.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
So just very quickly, yeah. So I
Quicker than my story,
so
which was boring and had no payoff.
obviously get to work, and I'd get there before the club actually opened, so the door would be locked and I'd have to press the buzzer to go in. And so I'm waiting outside and no one was in the office apparently, so I pressed the buzzer and I was just waiting, and then 2 women came over to me looking so concerned and they were like, oh, excuse me, do you work here? And I was like, oh yes I do. I was like, we open at 7 if that's what you're wondering. And they were like, no, what is it you do in there? And I was like, well, it's a strip club. I'm waitress, so I serve drinks. And they were
What
like,
do you really do?
yeah, but what else do you do? I was like, I'm same as you would if you're a waitress anywhere else. Sometimes I collect glasses.
Oh.
Sometimes I go absolutely wild and I help out behind the bar. And then they start asking me things like, are you made to do anything else? What goes on in there? What about the back? I don't know where people have this idea about the back rooms. Like, I don't know what strip clubs are like in other countries, but like in the UK, it's like any touching is against the law. There is no such thing as a sneaky back room. Not in any of the strip clubs I worked in. It's just dancing and nude, obviously, but it's just dancing. So yeah, they were very concerned, and I said, do you want to come in and have a look around, because I feel like you'll feel better about my safety if you just come in and see what it's like and talk to some of the girls that work here. And they were like, oh no, we've never been inside. And it turned out they were part of they were calling themselves a feminist group that were trying to get all of the strip clubs shut down in Cardiff.
Right.
Now, I don't think it's feminism when people like women are free, equal choice and equal rights and everything, but only the choices we would personally make.
Only what we think is okay.
You can debate about whether these places are exploitative.
I'm certain there'll be some out there that are,
and I think that
but it depends on the management, doesn't it?
I think the nature of the business and what it actually is, like, I'm sure I can't say, look, women are not exploited at all because they're kind of exploiting their own bodies, but then also men are being exploited because I don't know, they're the ones who leave broke. So I feel like it's a mutually beneficial sort of business model. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why there's a moral outrage about women who are comfortable to do that for a living. Like, what's the problem? I don't understand.
Yeah, post a comment down below if you hate them and tell us why.
No, post comments if you like them and you frequent them. Just out yourself. Tell us that you go there. I used to see people I know all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's an hour away from home, so I'd be
Yeah.
serving people, and sometimes I'd see the flicker of recognition, and a few people were like, oh, you're not going to... Hello, you're not going to tell my wife I was here. And I was like, I actually can't, because it's confidentiality.
Secret's safe with me, son.
Yeah. I was like, but if you know that your wife would be mad, maybe you shouldn't be spending hundreds of pounds.
I'm sure that's not coming out of the joint account. Hang on a sec. I need my brain. Oh, I know where I need to go. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to keep track of all this. I need to go shoot a dog. Just standard.
I got some stories about some dogs. We'll save that for a different day.
For a different day. It's our first. But I see what you mean by saying it's really hard to concentrate on the game. Look at him. He's wearing his.
Oh,
Don't be a. Look. Get up.
So, do you want to know a really fun game, little bit of trivia here?
Yeah.
Bye.